Let me ask you something simple but powerful. Who's running your morning, you or your alarm clock? Because how you start your morning determines how you live your life. And if you keep hitting snooze on your alarm, chances are you're hitting snooze on your dreams too. Success doesn't begin when the sun is high, it begins when the world is still quiet, when distractions are at their lowest, and when your competition is still asleep. Waking up early is not just about getting up with the sun, it's about choosing discipline over comfort, clarity over chaos, and purpose over passivity. Jim Rohn once said, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment." And nothing demands discipline more than those early hours when your body begs for rest, but your future begs for action. The way you begin your day often becomes the way you live your life. Your morning sets the foundation for your mindset, your energy, and your ability to face whatever challenges come your way. If your day starts in a rush, in chaos, or with procrastination, it's likely that the rest of your day will follow the same pattern. On the other hand, when you start your day with intention, focus, and control, you give yourself the best possible chance to lead the day instead of being led by it. Jim Rohn taught that success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become. And who you become is shaped by the routines you follow, especially the ones you follow first thing in the morning. When you take charge of your mornings, you're telling yourself that your goals matter. You're making a conscious decision to prioritize growth, discipline, and purpose before distractions, noise, and demands flood in. This is where momentum is born, not in the middle of the day when things get busy, but in those first few quiet moments when the world is still and your mind is clear. The first thoughts you think, the first actions you take, and the first mood you set create a ripple effect throughout your day. Every morning is an opportunity to recommit to your vision, to sharpen your focus, and to make progress before others have even begun. The truth is, if you don't own your morning, someone or something else will. Whether it's your phone, your inbox, or the pressure of the day, outside forces are always waiting to steer your day for you. But when you wake up early with intention, you take the steering wheel back and you begin to shape your life, one morning at a time. Waking up early is not just a habit. It's a choice to embrace discipline over comfort. In those early moments when the bed feels warm and sleep is tempting, there lies a powerful decision point to stay where it's easy or to rise and move toward what matters. Most people choose comfort, and that's why most people stay stuck. The ones who win, who grow, who build something meaningful, they choose discipline, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Jim Rohn often said that discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. That early wake-up is one of those ounces, small in the moment, but massive in long-term impact. Discipline is a skill, and like all skills, it is built through repetition. Every time you get out of bed when you said you would, you're casting a vote for a stronger, more focused, more determined version of yourself. It's not about being perfect every day. It's about showing up consistently, even when you don't feel like it. That's the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Dreams without discipline are just wishes. But when you pair a vision with consistent early action, you begin to create real change. The comfort of staying in bed may feel good in the moment, but it steals the progress of the day ahead. Choosing discipline means choosing to keep promises to yourself, to honor your goals, and to prioritize your future over temporary pleasure. That decision, made daily, builds character, strengthens resolve, and moves you closer to everything you say you want. So when that alarm goes off and comfort calls, remember, your future self is waiting. Rise early, choose discipline, and set the tone for a life lived with intention and purpose. The early hours of the day offer something rare and powerful: clarity, focus, and uninterrupted time. In a world that's constantly buzzing with noise, messages, and demands, the morning is a sacred space where you can hear yourself think, reconnect with your goals, and move forward without distractions pulling you in every direction. Jim Rohn emphasized the importance of solitude and reflection, and there is no better time for this than in the quiet moments of the early morning. Before the world wakes up, there is a calmness, a mental stillness that allows you to think deeply, plan clearly, and act intentionally. This time is not just about being awake before others. It's about being mentally ahead. It gives you the space to focus on your priorities instead of reacting to someone else's. Whether it's reading, journaling, meditating, or working out, the early morning provides an undisturbed window to invest in yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. When the phone isn't ringing, the inbox isn't full, and the world isn't asking anything from you yet, that's when your mind is sharpest and your will is strongest. That's when your most important work can be done. Far too often, people give their best energy to the demands of the day and leave nothing for their own growth. But when you rise early, you flip that pattern. You fill your own cup first. You gain a mental edge and emotional stability that carries into the rest of your day. There's something deeply empowering about achieving more before 8 a.m. than most people do by noon. It builds confidence. It builds self-respect. And most importantly, it builds momentum. That clarity and control early in the day become your secret weapon in a world that thrives on distraction and urgency. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in life, and the early morning is where it begins. When you wake up early and start your day with purpose, you create a rhythm of forward motion that sets the tone for everything that follows. It's not just about getting ahead of others. It's about getting ahead of your own excuses, doubts, and distractions. The early hours provide a head start not only in time but in mindset. By acting early, you build confidence, discipline, and energy that continue to build upon themselves throughout the day. Jim Rohn spoke about the law of inertia, how an object in motion tends to stay in motion. The same principle applies to your habits and mindset. When you begin your day with intentional movement, you're far more likely to continue being productive and focused. Many people struggle to gain traction because they start their days reacting to the world rather than directing it. They roll out of bed with no plan, already behind, and that sense of stress follows them. But when you rise early and move with clarity, you eliminate that pressure. You become proactive rather than reactive. Even small wins in the morning, like a workout, reading a few pages, or writing down your goals, begin to stack up and generate momentum that carries you forward with confidence and purpose. Momentum also creates a sense of control. You feel in charge of your time, your actions, and your results. That feeling is incredibly motivating and energizing. It pushes you to keep showing up, to keep improving, and to keep going even when challenges arise. Starting your day with motion, progress, and discipline gives you a psychological edge, and over time, that consistent morning momentum leads to consistent life results. Every time you wake up early, you're doing more than just getting out of bed. You're shaping your identity. You're telling yourself that you are someone who follows through, someone who leads with purpose, and someone who values growth over comfort. This act, repeated daily, becomes a reflection of your character. Jim Rohn believed that success is something you attract by the person you become, and becoming that person starts with consistent, small decisions, like rising early when it would be easier to sleep in. The habit of waking up early reinforces a sense of self, worth, and inner strength, building a mindset that aligns with discipline, ambition, and direction. When you repeatedly show up for yourself in the early hours, you begin to believe more in your ability to accomplish difficult things. That belief translates into confidence and clarity in other areas of your life. You stop doubting your ability to commit. You stop questioning whether you're capable. You know because you've proven it to yourself, day after day, when no one else was watching. That's where true identity is forged, not in the big public moments, but in the quiet, consistent choices made in solitude. This consistent behavior also aligns your daily actions with your long-term goals. It serves as a reminder of what matters to you and gives you time to reconnect with that purpose before outside distractions set in. Over time, these early victories accumulate and become part of who you are. The discipline you build in the morning becomes the foundation of your personal standards. It becomes easier to say no to what doesn't serve you and yes to what truly moves you forward. In essence, waking up early is not just a productivity tool. It's a daily commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. Winning the morning sets the course for winning the entire day. When you take control of the first part of your day, you create a sense of power, purpose, and momentum that influences every action that follows. It's not just about the hours on the clock. It's about owning your time, your thoughts, and your energy before the world tries to take it from you. Jim Rohn often said that either you run the day or the day runs you. And the key to running the day is to win it early. The first hour of your morning is your chance to lead with intention instead of reaction, to create instead of consume, and to advance instead of delay. What you do in the morning reflects what you value. If you rise early and spend time on your physical health, your mindset, and your goals, you show yourself that your growth matters. That sense of alignment carries through the rest of the day. You make better decisions. You face problems with a clearer head. You feel grounded, not scattered. That inner stability becomes your competitive edge in a world full of distractions. People who start their day with purpose tend to carry that mindset with them into meetings, challenges, and responsibilities. They don't just drift, they drive. When you repeatedly win the morning, you start stacking good days. And when you stack enough good days, you build a good life. It becomes a cycle. Strong mornings lead to strong days. Strong days build strong habits. And strong habits shape a successful, fulfilling life. Waking up early may seem like a small act, but in truth, it's a powerful declaration that your time matters, your life matters, and you're here not to exist, but to win, starting with today.